We have some really great statistical wins since we have been working with Empirical. One of them is that we had our biggest month ever a couple of months ago. In the history of Fried Markov, that's the first time we've ever closed 50 new cases in a month. It was a very big month for us, and it was really great. I know that our partnership with Empirical is part of the reason that we hit that number. Before we worked with Empirical 360, we worked with a series of vendors over a lot of years for both SEO services and PPC services. So we had a lot of experiences with a lot of different vendors, some to greater success, some to lesser extent. Some started out well and then didn't go as well as time went on. So we had a lot of experience working with agencies and building websites. I think at this point, we're probably on like the 12th iteration of our website in as many years. So we are constantly trying to evolve, but our relationship with Empirical 360 is now our long. One of the things that is so helpful about our relationship with Empirical 360 is that they are as data-driven as we are. I never feel like I'm fighting to get the analytics that I want from them. We don't talk about things like impressions. We talk about things like, where did this specific lead come from? What is my lead cost on this channel? It's all intensely data-driven, and they're not trying to throw numbers at you just to make themselves sound like a lot of people are looking at your website. They're really focused on helping you understand your funnel itself, and they're very transparent about what's working and what isn't working. It's one of the things I appreciate so much. In our family law practice, that's the business that they help us market. In our family law practice, one of our core commitments to clients is that we'll always tell them the truth, even when it isn't what they want to hear. So when I work with marketing professionals from outside our firm, what I want to make sure is that they are giving us the nuts and bolts, the true story, no smoke and mirrors. What is it, so that we can really make the decisions to drive our marketing that make the most sense based in reality. One of the things that has been so different and so wonderful for us to work with Empirical 360 is, look, they're extremely good at what they do, right? They have a lot of strategies, they have a lot of tools in their toolbox. That's the threshold matter. Just like with us, like, we're extremely good divorce attorneys. That's the threshold matter. But what happens after that, that's like where the magic happens. I can have amazing strategies, but if they're not focused on my clients' goals, they're not really that amazing, are they? And when it comes to Empirical, their strategy for us is their strategy for Fried Markov. They know our business, they talk to us a lot, we have a ton of interaction and feedback. They really care about what our best client is, who the person is that we can help the most, so that that's the person they're helping us find. In other words, there's strategy behind the strategy. We have some really great statistical wins since we have been working with Empirical. One of them is that we had our biggest month ever a couple of months ago. In the history of Fried Markov, that's the first time we've ever closed 50 new cases in a month. It was a very big month for us, and it was really great. I know that our partnership with Empirical is part of the reason that we hit that. But the other thing that I want to focus on and make sure I highlight here is it's not just quantity, it's quality. Not every client is the best client for us. We're really working on targeting who our best clients are. And I think that this comes into play in a lot of the conversations that we have when we talk to Eric and Elliot, because one of the things we talk about is a certain case type might be less expensive on Google. It might be something that people search for a lot. It might be something where there's a lot of opportunity to rank higher on. But if that's not a case type that rings our bells, if that's not a case type where that's the kind of client that we can deliver the most value to, well, that's not really what we're going for. And I think that it's important to know that they very much listen to us. And it's not just this is where the opportunity is generally, it's keyed into this is where the opportunity is for you, Fried Markov. I would recommend Empirical to other family law firms. In fact, I have recommended and will continue to recommend Empirical to other family law firms. I think it's really nice that Empirical is focusing on family law firms. I've worked with other SEO vendors where we were the only law firm client. I've worked with other SEO vendors where we were the only family law client, and they were really more focused on things like personal injury. And I do think that a jack of all trades is a master of none, and I'm happy to be working with a master.